Good morning, everyone. My name is Keith Horton, and I'm running for Senate District 44, which is part of Clayton County, part of DeKalb County. Just a little bit about myself. I'm from Southwest Georgia, Albany, Georgia. Came into the military after I graduated from college. Spent 20 years in the military, retired from the Pentagon in 2006. Was blessed with an opportunity to work for state government. I came in as the Deputy Director for Child Support Services, served in that capacity for 1 year, and then I worked as the Director for Child Support Services for 5 years as the Director, transforming that agency from one of the worst in the nation to one of the best in the nation. So I know how to make state government work. I had opportunity to do a short stint as the Georgia Vocational Rehabilitation Agency Deputy Director, and then in 2013, Governor Deal appointed me as the Commissioner for the Department of Human Services, where I served, where I had all of DFACS, all of child support, all of aging services for the state. 8,000 employees, $1.5 billion budget. So again, I know how to make state government work for the people. And then lastly, I had an opportunity to transition from there over to the Department of Juvenile Justice, where I served as Assistant Commissioner for 2.5 years, working with our youth that were incarcerated. I am running on change. We need change. We've had incumbent in there for 8 years, and don't know, they're not here today. And so we have some things that are on the table that need to be done, and we need somebody in there who understands, who's going to be accessible, who's going to be present, and who's going to be around for the needs of this particular county. Here are a couple of things that are on my platform. Number one is funding. I heard our education, I heard the school board members that were running talk about education. I met with the superintendent. I had an opportunity to talk with Dr. Beasley. We have a great superintendent. I'm not going to be able to legislate anything in as a senator. However, collaboration and partnership and working with the State Board of Education can bring funds down to our school system. Dr. Beasley has a legislative priority list. And that legislative priority list, which I doubt the incumbent has even looked at, has five priorities that are funded related. And so we need somebody who understands, who's going to be communicating, who's going to be working with the school board system as well. And then economic growth. We need someone who is going to spur economic growth and work with the local businesses, the local governments in that regard. Although I worked for Governor Deal, I was opposed to not expanding Medicaid. We should expand Medicaid, and just as Mrs. Bazemore, Representative Bazemore has mentioned, when it started affecting the rural areas, especially up north, that's when people really started looking at Medicaid and expansion of Medicaid. What's appalling to me is the fact that these are our federal dollars. They're your tax dollars and my tax dollars that are going up there, and our state is not receiving those tax dollars. Right. The other thing that is appalling is the fact that we had a huge surplus. You don't correct me if I'm wrong. We had a huge surplus, and that money should have been going towards making the match for Medicaid expansion. And so that I am all for Medicaid expansion because it is needed. We have so many people in the rural area who are hurting, but not only in the rural area, but in the major cities. But in the rural area, it is impacting. Hospitals are closing left and right, and people do not have access to an ambulance. People do not have access to affordable health care in the rural areas. And now people are starting to wake up and say, okay, we need to really start thinking about this Medicaid expansion. So I'm all about having health, because if you're healthy, I don't have to worry about getting a disease from you. So if everybody's doing what they need to be doing and taking care of themselves through preventative medicine, then our state will be in a much better shape than it is. That's one of the reasons why I'm running. I do give credit to parts of the delegation that were out front, and I give a lot of credit to Dr. Beasley for spearheading the protest that was down in Capitol, put pressure on those elected officials who had the decision-making power. You asked a question about what will be done. I will look at a permanent solution for the jet fuel tax, period. And that can be done through appropriation. And I think that's the reason why I'm running, is because I know how to cross the aisle. I'm running against someone who I don't think knows how to cross the aisle, or who has not had experience crossing the aisle. I'll work with the other side to get it into appropriation so that we have a permanent solution for this jet fuel tax. And that's the only way that we can That's the only way right now that I think that we can make sure that our school system is not harmed and our county is not harmed, is through a permanent solution through the jet fuel tax. Jasmine, I'm going to answer your question from this perspective. It does take, as others have said, it takes the community to get involved. But it also, everything's not done legislatively. As a representative or a senator, there you have to have those networking, you have to be in a network, you have to work with other businesses, you got to be a partner, because everything does not happen by me signing a pen. I know firsthand, working as a commissioner for the Department of Human Services, when there was a senator who wanted something, and they knew how to work across the aisle, and they went to the governor or they went to the lieutenant governor, and they were seen as a person who was collaborative, a partner, then I got the okay to support whatever they needed in their particular district. And so I'm going to be that type of person, or I am that type of person that can work collaboratively with all parties and that can get those resources. I know where they are. And that's the blessing behind that. Blessing behind 11 and a half years in state government is I know where they are. Okay, I'm glad you brought that question up about that, and we probably need to hire you to do some research for us. But here's the thing that really matters, and how do we fix this problem going forward, sir? Well, one of the things is we got to work with the local communities, and we got to work with the local governments, and then we got to work with the local governments to ensure that we have lobbyists in place. Lobbyists, a good lobbyists in place to be our watchguard for us. Because there's no way that you're going to have a representative or senator can look at every single bill that comes across the desk. And I haven't even been elected yet. I can tell you that. But we need someone who's going to be a really good watchguard for our representatives and senators for our county. And they can tell us, okay, this bill is about to come. Or they can be working with that business or their senator to say, look, don't do this to the county. So that's what I would do. That's what I would do, is work with local governments, because they're the ones who hire the lobbyists, and we need to make sure that we have the best lobbyists in town. Some individuals have not listened to the community. And so I'm with her on that one, because we need to listen to the community, hear the community, hear what the community says. This is the same thing that we're dealing with in DeKalb, South DeKalb. I get asked a lot of questions about Greenhaven, a ton of questions about that. And I believe in self-determination, meaning that I believe that the citizens, I should be representing the majority of what the citizens want. And that's what I'm standing for, is I'm going to be your representative as a senator in District 44. I'm going to be very quick. When you keep doing the same thing over and over, keep electing the same people over and over, you get the same results. I'm running for Senate District 44. I've been in the Army for 20 years. I've fought for this country for 20 years. And I want to fight for you as your next senator, because I want to fight for the county. I know what Clayton County needs, because I'm going to listen to you, I'm going to hear from you, and you're going to tell me exactly what I need to know. And then based on my leadership experience, based on my state government experience, I'm going to deliver. And if I can't deliver, then I'm going to let you know that I could not deliver. But doggone it, I'm going to try.